body under any circumstance. A powerful upward strike to the base of the skull delivers concussive force directly to the brainstem, the part controlling your breathing, heartbeat, and blood pressure. You don't get a warning. You don't feel it coming. One moment standing, the next your body simply stops doing the things that keep you alive. Some knowledge doesn't just need to be restricted, it needs to be forgotten. Strike 6. Serpent tongue. Eye strike. Two fingers split like a snake's forked tongue, designed to strike both eyes simultaneously. Enough force for immediate, irreversible blindness. During the Ming Dynasty, a monk accidentally blinded a royal dignitary's bodyguard in a demonstration gone wrong. The political fallout nearly destroyed the entire monastery. Every eye strike application was erased from public teaching immediately. That bodyguard walked in as a protector and left unable to see his family's faces because someone demonstrated something they never should have shown publicly. The monks carried that shame for generations. Strike 7. Tiger claw. Every kung fu school teaches the tiger claw. Almost none teach what it was actually designed to do. The raking motion in movies is performance. The original was a grip, trained to seize the throat and collapse the tracheal rings until the airway closed completely. Half a second. No partial application exists. By design, it is all or nothing. The monks recorded their decision in one sentence that remains the most honest thing ever written about violence. A weapon that cannot be partially drawn should not be carried in peacetime. Strike 8. Whip hand, carotid. A snapping elbow strike sends a hydraulic pressure wave backward through the carotid artery directly toward the brain. The artery wall tears silently. Walk away fine. Collapse later. Imagine being the monk who used this in self-defense. You fought. You won. The attacker walked away. And then you spent 12 hours not knowing whether you had just killed someone. Unable to pray the uncertainty away. Unable to take it back. The monks banned this, not just for what it did to the body, but for what that waiting did to the soul. Strike 9. Iron finger. One conditioned finger driven into the abdomen. How dangerous can that really be? The celiac plexus sits behind your stomach, regulating your heart, organs, and adrenal system. One precise strike triggers a full nervous system shutdown. Heart rate drops. Blood pressure collapses. A small elderly monk could floor a large warrior with a single touch. The monks called it the coward's kill, bypassing years of complete training with one overwhelming trick. They banned it on pure principle. They refused to teach cowardice, even effective cowardice. Strike 10. Crane wing knee. Not every banned strike killed. This one was banned because of something the monks felt even more deeply than fear of death. Compassion. The crane wing's forearm driven diagonally against the side of a knee destroys the ACL, MCL, and meniscus simultaneously in under 1 second. In warfare, this seemed almost humane. Disable the legs. Enemy can't fight. Until the monks thought it fully through. A crippled warrior cannot work, cannot feed his family, cannot live without pain for decades. They decided that was worse than death. A clean death ends suffering. A destroyed knee extends it across a lifetime. They banned this out of genuine mercy for their enemies, and that might be the most extraordinary thing in this entire list. Strike 11, the empty strike. We end with the one that doesn't fit into anatomy or science. The Kong Jin, force projected without physical contact. Skeptics call it theater, but the monks banned it not because it was fake, because of what it meant if it was real. A master who could harm without touching had weaponized his own consciousness. Their written prohibition reads, "He who can harm without touching has taken something from the universe that cannot be returned. Let him practice only in stillness, in solitude, and never again as combat." The only ban that wasn't about physics, it was about the soul. Close. 11 strikes. Banned not because they failed, but because they succeeded. What I didn't expect when researching this was the moral architecture behind every single ban. These monks sat with what they had created and asked themselves one question. Just because we can do this, should we? That willingness to look at your own power and choose restraint might be the greatest martial art Shaolin ever produced. And you won't find it in any fighting manual. You find it in the things they chose not to teach. Drop me in the comments and tell me which strike hit you hardest. Subscribe, because the next one goes even deeper. I'll see you inside the temple.
exposing a truth people weren't meant to hear. Most people think they understand powerful kung fu. They imagine flashy kicks, dramatic poses, and slow motion moves designed to look impressive on a screen. But that illusion is exactly why so many fighters stay weak, predictable, and unaware of the truth. Because real kung fu, the kind that shaped empires, survived assassins, and shattered armies, was never about beauty. It was about dominance, psychological dominance, physical dominance, spiritual dominance. And once you understand that, every myth you've ever believed about martial arts begins to fall apart. What you're about to see isn't a list of styles that look cool. It's a list of styles built for ending threats before they even begin. These styles didn't evolve for tournaments or choreography. They were built inside temples, in secret societies, and in battlefields where hesitation meant death. Each one was engineered to target something deeper than muscle, your reflexes, your rhythm, your instincts. Because the truly powerful styles don't just beat an opponent, they erase their ability to fight back. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. The styles on this list don't just change how you move, they change who you become. They hardwire new reactions into your nervous system. They force your body to behave in ways that feel unnatural, even inhuman, until the moment you need them, when suddenly everything clicks and you realize you're no longer fighting with strength or speed. You're fighting with a system built to overwhelm, confuse, and break anyone who stands in front of you. But the real shock? Out of hundreds of kung fu lineages, only a handful were crafted with true battlefield lethality. Styles designed to crush bones, disrupt balance, distort perception, and dismantle an opponent's psychology before the first strike even lands. These are the styles that soldiers feared, that rulers banned, that even modern fighters struggle to decode. So as you go through this list, don't just watch, pay attention, because the closer you look, the more you'll realize one disturbing truth. The most powerful kung fu styles in history were never meant to be fair. They were meant to be final. 10. Hungar. Hungar is built